Alright, you guys, today we're going to do something a little more fun. We are going to rank all of the women on the current Raw roster. Now, I just want to say when I rank these women, I have respect for all of these women. Every single one of them I have respect for. But I'm going to rank them based on their creative storyline and their in-ring ability. So if I haven't seen anybody, they're probably going to get a lower ranking. And again, that's not their fault. Most of these are creative at fault, but that's what we're going to do. So my 4 levels are going to be elite, which means they are at the top. They are the main girls on the roster. Then it is push, which means they need a bigger push. Then I have uninterested, which means they haven't really given me anything creatively that I'm interested in. Hopefully this changes because it can always change, but just at this moment in time, I'm not interested. And then missing, because a couple of these girls we've not even seen in so long, so they're missing in action. So we're going to start off with, and I'm reading this right off the WWE website, Alba Fire. She's definitely missing. We haven't seen her. The last time we saw her, her and Isla Dawn were, going for the tag titles, but we haven't seen her. So she is missing for sure. Asuka. Now I'm going to put her at missing just because she's hurt right now. Now when she comes back, Asuka's going to be that elite status for sure because she always is. But Asuka right now, she's missing. Then we have Bayley. Now, Bayley is an interesting one because I feel like she is overall, like her entire career, she's elite. However, right now I feel like I'm not interested. But I will say, when this Bayley Roxanne feud really gets going, that will change because I will be interested after that. But I'm just not interested right now because I don't want to see her continue to fight the same people over and over again. So no shade to my girl at Bayley. I just want more of a storyline from her. So right now I'm not interested. When that Roxanne feud gets going, holler back at me because it'll be great. Then we have Miss Dakota Kai. Push. Dakota is number 1 on the push list. She needs more opportunities, more in-ring action. She is fantastic and I love everything about her, so she needs a push. And then I move on to Miss Io Sky, who is now our women's champion, and so she's elite. Of course she is. How can you be that good in the ring, fly that high, and not be elite? Miss Io is definitely elite status. And then we have Kairi Sane. Again, she's hurt right now. We haven't seen her in a while. She's hurt, so I'm going to go with missing. Then we have Kiana James again. I honestly, this is no shade to Kiana, but because she's hurt and they haven't done much with her since they drafted her, I forgot she was even on the roster. So she is definitely missing in action. We have Miss Liv Morgan herself, who again is another elite status. She has had a hell of a year, being women's champion, then tag champion, and she is just getting stronger and stronger, and she will probably be at that elite status for a while because she is killing it right now. And then we have the other champion on the Raw side, Lyra Valkyria. Now, I'll be honest with you, I am uninterested right now because ever since she got that title, she hasn't really had a strong storyline, and you'll hear me say storyline a lot because I love storylines in the WWE. I love to be invested. She hasn't had a lot of that. Now, we did see her fight with Ivy Nile for the title, which was a great defense, and if she continues to get opportunities like that, she will move up for sure. But as of right now, I'm just not interested because she needs more. And again, no shade to her. That's shade to the creativity because they need to do better for her. Maxine Dupri is another girl that I am pushing. I love everything about Maxine. I love the energy that she brings. I think she has really developed and she has really tried and worked hard, and I need more of her. I need her to get more opportunities so that we can see where she can go and see what her highest peak is. And then Natalya. Now, I'm gonna say I love Natalya. She is all-time elite for me. But right now, she's uninteresting because we have not seen her again. We see her in the back with, talking to people, but we don't see her much in the ring, which is unfortunate because she's such a strong vet. She's such a strong leader, and the girls really love and look up to her. So right now, I'm uninterested, and I want more for my girl, but she's just not getting it at the moment. And then we move on to Miss Raquel Rodriguez, who is again the tag champ with Liv Morgan. And I will be honest with you, I'm not interested. I was excited for Raquel to come back when she was hurt and she needed to come back, but it's just not done anything for me. Her being Liv's bodyguard has not done anything for me. Now, since they just recently got the tag titles, I am hoping that they'll get more strong storylines. We'll get to see a little bit more of her in the ring, and I'll be as invested as I was before she left. So I am hopeful for Raquel, but right now it's just not there for me. And then we have Rhea Ripley. And of course, she's another one that is elite status. She is killing it. Mommy is always on top, and I will always adore her. And I think that she's going to continue to rock the roster and just be an absolute force. And the newbie, Miss Roxanne Perez, push. She killed it in NXT. She did everything she could possibly do there. She came up to the main roster, immediately got in the Royal Rumble and absolutely dominated, then got into the Elimination Chamber and absolutely dominated. So we need to continue to push her. She is fantastic. She gives me AJ Lee vibes, which I freaking love because that is my GOAT. And so we need to definitely push Miss Roxanne Perez because I want more and more of her every time she's on my screen. And then we go with Miss Scarlett. Now, I'll be honest with you, I wanted to give my Scarlett a push. However, because there's not been much there, I'm going to fall her to uninterested. Now, that is not saying that I don't love her, because I do love her. I think that if she did get some creativity, she could really dominate and be a force. I think she could really compete with maybe like Lyra for her title, but she just hasn't gotten anything. And really, we've only seen Carrion lately. We haven't even seen her lately. So I'm going to give her uninterested, although that hurts me because I do love Scarlett dearly. Then we have Shayna Baszler and Zoe Stark. I'm going to put Shayna in the uninterested column. For me, I just don't feel like there's feuds there for her right now. I feel like she was overshadowed in her group by Zoe, I think, and I just don't feel drawn to her. She's not one right now that I am going to say I'm going to sit down and watch. I watch every single week, so I do watch her, but it's not one that I'm like dying to see like I am Liv Morgan or Rhea Ripley. And then Zoe. For me, I really think that Zoe should get a shot. She should get a push. I think she should go against Lyra for her title to see where that takes her, and that could really solidify where she stands on the roster. I think that being in the PFC kind of took them a step back instead of a step forward. And sometimes that happens. Factions don't always work out, and I don't think that one did. I will say that I think they would be great singles. I think Zoe would be a great singles competitor, but I do feel like they may go more of a tag team with her and Shayna because they need to strengthen the tag team roster. But I feel like Zoe should get a little bit of a push, and she should just get an opportunity. That way we can really see kind of what she's got. But that is all that's on the women's roster on Raw. Which surprises me because I thought that there were a lot more, but I guess because they intermingle so much, that's why. Because, we've seen Bianca on there recently, we've seen Naomi on there recently, but they're not technically on the Raw roster. So there's not as many women as I thought on there, and I think that's because of the intermingle. And again, I love all of these women. I think they all have wonderful potential, but for me, it's the storyline and the creativity, and I want to be invested in that. So that's where we're ranking them. That's what we're going with. Please don't come for me. I know it's tough to say anything negative towards anybody on the roster because we really respect every single one of them. But that's just where I stand right now with what they've got going on. And if you guys like this video, we'll continue. We'll do the men, we'll do the women on the SmackDown, we'll do NXT, but I just wanted to try something different.